Yeah, I'll start on my other computer. All right, it's running. Okay, let's have a look. All right, Christine, if you'd like to join us, just click on promote to panelist and you can switch your video on if you want. It's up to you how much you want to participate, but your sound is on if you just want to talk to me as well. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to share the presentation. Yeah. We'll get into it. So here we go. Hi, Patricia. Nice to see you. Okay. All right. So. Okay. One more thing. Let my phone go off. Where this thing is. Three machines on today. All right, technology sorted. So welcome to How to Help Others Transmute the Karma into the Gifts of Service. I'm Nicolas, Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. So this webinar is all about the following. This is for the guys who are going to watch it later, some of them for the first time on YouTube. So just bear with me, you guys who've turned up. Have you noticed how people turn away from the biggest karmic challenges in their lives, no matter how hard they've tried, as it's just too painful to face them? I was like that most of my life, as they lack the spiritual map of life of how to overcome them. That's pretty much all of us when we start off on this planet. And so in this webinar, we're going to talk about how you can help others identify these core karmic patterns, and most importantly, how to go about transmuting them so they can deliver their gift of service to the world, that special thing they've been looking for their entire life. I've been searching for that since I was a teenager, and it took me a good 10, 15 years to find out what that was, but I got there eventually. So we're going to talk about this today, and how we run this depends on what you guys need. Okay. Hi, Amelia. Welcome back. Good if you can join us. You can talk, but you can join us on the video if you want. So I want to find out why you guys are here, because that's going to sort of guide me in terms of what we're going to say. All right. So yeah. Hi, Amelia. So I'd like to hear from you guys on the video, and the guys who are not on there, if you just want to send me a chat, I can read it out if you want. Because what you say is going to set the intention for what we cover today. So who would like to go first? Just wave at me, or if you're on video, or put your hand up digitally if you guys are on the attendees. Or just switch your mic on and just say who you are and start. Elizabeth, just say where you are and what brought you here. What would you like from this?
I am from Detroit, Michigan,
yeah,
in the States. And my intention is to utilize this information as a trainer, as I'm on my path to become a trainer. So that's what my intention is, just to see what I can gain and understand so that I can help others. Okay.
So you're interested in learning how to do this as part of your training program to help others?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, got it. All right. Who would like to go next? Amelia, we've met already. So do you want to share what's brought you back again?
Right. Well, I think before helping others, I would like to understand it first for myself. So I'd like to understand more of the relationship between karma and the talents, as you stated in the book, because I just started reading the book, so I'm still beginner like phase. So I just want to gain more understanding of the relationship between that, how the gifts and talents we have can help us in our karma.
Okay, we'll talk about that. I'll put the notes on that. So, all right. So Patricia, what's brought you here?
Like Amelia, I am sort of a novice when it comes to all of this.
Yeah.
So I'm here to learn more. Pretty much what Amelia said, learning about, you know, the talents and the karma and how they intermingle. My profession is to work as an intuitive guide, so I thought having this knowledge would help me help others.
Okay, thank you. Someone's posted, let me just have a look here. The chat. Okay, actually need the chat's doing something funny here. I'm just going to load it up again. Okay, so Suhaila, I think I got that right, has said she's from, not she or he, I'm not sure. So from Milan, I'd like to utilize this knowledge to integrate it to my personal branding practice. I feel there's so much richness in our karma that sets us apart. Many of my clients interpret their challenges as weakness. Okay, she's a she said. So is this for more 3D people, Suhala, or more spiritual people in terms of the branding? Just so I got some idea what the market you're addressing. Just put it in the chat or actually talk to me if you want. It's up to you.
Hi, Nicolas.
Hi.
Hi. So basically, there's still 3D people,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're just kind of waking up and feel that there's more to their corporate or their professional success.
Yep.
And so I want to integrate this knowledge to my classical marketing branding expertise.
Okay, so are you serving corporates or are you serving individuals escaping from corporate, or both?
I would say rather personal, like individuals who work as who deliver services, which can be creatives, trainers. Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. I got that. Yeah, I used to be in the corporate world about 25 years ago, so had a long time in there, so I'm very familiar with that. Okay, so let's get into, anyone else want to introduce themselves or say anything, or we've got 4 others here? No. Okay, we'll get into it. Okay. Right, let's get back to the presentation. So, okay. Let's talk about this for Patricia and Amelia especially. I said a pretty strange thing. I said, our karma contains our spiritual gift of service. And it's the last place we look for the gift we're here to deliver to the world, because most people, most light workers, people on the personal development path want to know, what's my real purpose? That's what draws them to this work. So our self puts in place our karmic patterns based upon past life, multiple past life experiences of creating specific repeating patterns so it can learn those themes for many lifetimes. So for this life, prior to incarnation, it reviewed those lifetimes and decided on what sort of soul contract would it put in place based upon the vibration of your name. And the reason you have the karma is not to defeat you, not to torture you, even though it feels like that a lot of the time, and especially when we're younger. It's there by the law of attraction to create everything you don't want in life, which really gets our attention because usually it's very painful. And the law of opposites create everything you don't want. Okay. But the idea is, rather than turning away from everything you don't want, is to turn towards it. And in the process of getting clear what you don't want, you get clear what you do want, which is this, the spiritual gift of service. So you had a lot of disempowerment as a child or when you were younger, then the message, which was created by the law of opposites, and by the law of attraction, which these two go together, you're meant to attract eventually a reality of empowerment. So in the process of going from the negative expression of the karma, the soul wants you to step by step through the process of life, transmute the karma into your talents, into the positive aspects of it, the major talent that you're here to deliver to the world, your gift of service. I know it seems pretty messed up, but this is the way it works down here. And this is the reason most people in the world are unfulfilled. I think I used to run a spiritual management consultancy I was in a partnership. I left it about 3 or 4 years ago, but we discovered through dealing with corporate clients that 90% of people in the corporate world are emotionally disconnected from their jobs. In other words, they're just doing it to pay the bills and get around, survive. They had no emotional stake in the businesses they were in. They would do their 18 months, 2 years, and go to another job because they couldn't handle the one they're in. Which, if you allow for the margin of error, is pretty much everyone who goes to work doesn't like doing it. Conventional work, which is a pretty sorry state of affairs. When we spend so much time at work and most people aren't doing what they like, what they love. In fact, the concept of doing what they love doesn't even occur to them. It's just, how much more can I stand of this? How do I get to retirement? How do I get out of this existing job, which is so challenging? So what we're doing here is identifying for people, especially those Suhala who are involved in the corporate world, what is their real gift of service? So all the soul wants is to go from the negative expression of the karma step by step to overcome the karma, say to go from disempowerment to empowerment. And that visceral emotional experience, which happens while you're embodied, is the fastest way the soul can grow. That's why we do it. So the key is to turn to the big challenges and overcome them, which is what the subcontract reading work is about, because it identifies the key challenges and identifies the means, comes up with different recommendations to overcome them. So that's the first thing. I was a bit shocked when I discovered this, that all the things I didn't like dealing with, they were to become my gift of service, which is empowerment and being worthy to speak, to teach, to write. I was very shy as a child, very unworthy, very disempowered as well. So most spiritual seekers are going around avoiding the gift of service, avoiding the karma. And the soul contract reading work is designed to help them decode the secrets of the blueprint of their life, hidden within the sounds of their name. So once someone understands this, I remember in 1990, I was at the beginning of my spiritual journey, and I turned up in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona, for a spiritual workshop with Frank Harper, the founder of the soul contract reading work. And during that workshop, he gave me a soul contract reading in a private session. And that is where my life changed, that 1 hour, because he empowered me to understand and overcome my karma, showed me where I needed to go, helped me discover what the talents were and the goals. So my seemingly disparate, chaotic, fell off the back of the truck life made some sense. And it got clear what my life purpose was, which is to teach and communicate, which is what I've been doing for the past 30 odd years. So that means I just dropped 80% of the things that I thought were important and focused on the 20% of things which were important. Probably one of the most profound moments of my life, that one. So how do we actually work that out? So I think some of you may have, hi Janelle. If you want to join us on the video and chat to us, you can just click on the little box that's just come up there, or I'll switch the sound on, you can just talk to us or message me. Okay. So how do we decode someone's name to find out all this vital information that we all wish we had from them at the time we could read? What we do is we decode the birth certificate name, which contains all the vibrations that create our life by the law of attraction. So it's basically our complete the codes are going to create everything you have, every moment of your life that's created by the soul contract. I'm going to decode that and see what it means. Hi, Lisa. Okay. If you want to join us, Lisa, you can on the video, or just message me if you want to chat away. Okay. Or switch your mic on and talk. So in order to come to Earth, we need to come through this gateway of consciousness. And our soul has to program in specific energies, these 7 aspects, in order to come here, to create a filter, an ego filter, in order for it to experience this reality. So what we do is that we create a physical triangle of energy in the Star of David, which represents the establishment of our life, our ego, our personality on the earth plane. So we learn to walk and talk, get conditioned responses, get up and running in life, education, relationships, etc. And then between the ages of 35 and 42, which is the 6th cycle of 7 years, it starts to activate or make more predominant the spiritual upward pointing triangle. And this is the answer to the question people have, what's my real mission? It starts to be revealed to us, our mission. And so between 35 and 42 is the period of midlife crisis, dark night of the soul. This is where we question everything, where we look at our life, say, well, not happy with this job, relationship, this house, this country sometimes, and people make big changes because they're the soul's wanting to activate the spiritual triangle to bring online the real mission and build it on the physical triangle. Now, within each triangle, there's three aspects. There's physical karma, in this case, talents and goals. We'll just explain what karma is. That's a set of unresolved past life issues to create the negative context of your life to be overcome. And as that activates from the time you conceived, the physical talents are activated, latent talents here, to overcome this. They get stronger, and they then move towards the physical goals. So that you can actually start to achieve the things that get you out of bed in the morning. So the energy moves from karma to talents to goals. In the physical, and then from spiritual karma to spiritual talents to spiritual goals with a more spiritual orientation. And this spiritual karma is especially about opening to higher consciousness for bringing through your real gift. And if you consciously work on all these 6 aspects here, this is a graph of time, and this is percentage complete. Then what starts to happen is soul destiny, the answer to that big question we all have, that secret thing that no one will tell us. And I searched for it for years in school, university, where no one could tell me what it was, which was my soul destiny, which was my real reason for being here. I didn't see much meaning in the 3D world. As far as I was concerned, they weren't very conscious and they weren't telling the truth ever. It's just the way life is on Earth for most people. So this basically gives you the map of potential for an entire lifetime, and how you play it out all depends on you. The rate you work through it depends on you. Okay, and the idea is to understand and comprehend what this is, find out where you are in that spiritual map of life, and then see how do you align with the flow of the soul. Because when you align with that, life opens and flows much more easily. When we go with what the ego wants to do, life gets a lot tougher. So, all right. Any questions on that so far? Is that clear? Yeah, okay.
Clear for me.
Who was that? Elizabeth, you had a question.
That was me. Yeah, it's pretty clear.
It's pretty clear. Okay. Right. So who would like a brief taster reading? I can show this into action. Who hasn't done? Okay, Amelia. Okay. So, Amelia, what's your...
I'd like a...
Sorry. Who's that?
Sarita. Yeah.
What were you?
Yeah, I'd love a reading, a taster reading.
Okay. So we'll go with Amelia. We might have time for you,
Okay.
Sarita. We'll see.
Great, thank you.
All right. So Amelia, okay. What's your heritage originally, and where were you born? Because I've got to get this name right.
No, I was born in Canada, Montreal.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's the current name? Just Amelia Sheridan, isn't it? Is that right?
Amelia Julia Sheridan.
Is that the birth name?
It's my birth name, but recently I kind of adopted my birth name more and more.
Okay. All right. I won't put your birthday in because it's a public video. Don't worry about that. You're okay for me to do this. Okay.
We can if it helps.
Yeah. This is a soulcontractreader.com software that actually analyzes the names. So I just need to put this is European data I'm putting in here.
Okay.
Okay. That will be okay. So I just enter the name, birth name, and I just go chart. And what I've done here is so this is on the birth certificate, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we don't have any Sanskrit or anything else or any other non-English components to this.
Well, my E is in French, we put I don't know how we say it, accent aigu. There's like a little tilt on the E.
How do you pronounce the Sheridan?
No, on Amelia, c'est Amelia. It's just, instead of Amelia, it's Amelia.
Is it French Amelia, or is it?
Yes.
We better change this thing. Hang on. Okay. Right. Okay.
It's like this.
I need to look up. I need to look up a French manual. Where's it gone? Yeah, let's go to French dictionary to get that right. This is from English to Hebrew. Written English as it's pronounced. So we have to convert the French into written English as it's pronounced. Just a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, make that an AH.
So wait, so if because my mother is from Peru and she adopted my second name, Julia, is actually pronounced like in Spanish, Julia.
Okay.
Does that change anything?
It does.
Okay.
We'll live, don't worry.
Okay.
I should have asked you if it was a non-English name first. We can do this.
It's a mix of two, three languages at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And Sheridan is English.
Well, it's just that since I was born, I'm in the French part. So how I would pronounce is Amelia Julia Sheridan.
Okay. Right. I need to get the Julia. So say it to me. How you Julia.
Julia.
Julia. Okay, got it. All right. I need to look up a list. I've got some Spanish names here.
Okay.
Just to get this right. Okay, so I've on my other screen here. Just got to open the Spanish up here. I'm just searching for Julia. It's not on there. I think it'll be like this. Say it to me again. Julia, is it?
Julia.
It's Julia. In the Sheridan, say it to me. It's pronounced the French way, is it?
Yeah, Sheridan.
Sheridan. Okay. Sheridan. Once more.
Sheridan.
Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, that'll do.
Wow.
Okay. All right, so it's a little different now. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So what we've done is that we've created the equivalent written English as it's pronounced to match the French, Spanish, French. And then we've matched Hebrew sounds to it. Extracted the Hebrew numbers which are inherent within the 22 Hebrew numbers we used, and we've decoded them on the Star of David. We just basically allocate the numbers left to right, starting here, and go around in a clockwise spiral. We add up the numbers here, and get the total of 20 in this one. Then we reduce it. 2 plus 0 gives a 2, so we have a 20 and a 2. So we have a pure frequencies of a 20 and pure frequencies of a 2. These are just English numbers to match this Hebrew frequency. It's a label for a Hebrew frequency. And this is the range of expression, a continuum of expression here in the physical karma. In the spiritual karma, the total is 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 9 plus nothing is another 9, so we get a double number. We get one number, so it's a pure, simple, it's one single frequency. Work out all the other numbers there accordingly. We take those physical numbers, place them on the top half of this table, spiritual on the bottom half, and then we add them up, get the 69 and 24. That reduces to 15 and a 6, which goes in the middle. And these channel symbols from Frank Alpha are going to tell me what I need to tell you. We'll see we've got the name right. We might have to tune it up a little bit. So, Amelia, what's your main question about your life? I'll give you a very brief reading.
My soul destiny.
Okay. Can I ask how old you are now?
How old I am? 27.
Okay. Have you been restless, trying on lots of different things to find out what you should be doing?
Yes.
Okay, which is what this is about. This is about inner circular movement. And this is about having to go and viscerally try stuff on and see, does it feel right? And if it doesn't feel right, you'll feel insecure and restless and want to move on to something else. And there's probably been a whole bunch of things you've been doing. So what have those things been that you're prepared to share with us?
Well, I've been on a sabbatical for for almost a year now. And I've studied psychology, I've studied education. And when I finished, I was like, this is not what I want to do. And I don't know what I want to do. So I went for traveling, and I've been traveling for almost a year now. I'm leaving in 2 days in Indonesia to further my search of what I want to do, because I have no idea.
Yeah, it's going to be like that for a while.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
Even though everyone else around you may be settling down to careers, getting on with things and thinking, she should get herself organized. Why isn't she doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you probably get a lot of flack about that. That's normal.
Yeah.
So it can take up to the early mid 40s to get clear on what that thing is. In your case, because you know this, you'll probably accelerate it a lot.
Yeah.
So your job is to go and try the things on you're drawn to, because does your mind try to think about this a lot with the 11-2s? This is about building structures of thought. You spend a lot of time thinking about what you should do.
Oh, yes. All the time. This is all I've been doing.
Does it hurt?
I mean, it's mostly like soul expansion. I feel like I'm learning every day, and it feels fun. And yes, it hurts, but at the same time, it's good. Like you said, like there's gifts in karma, and yeah, in the negative, there's positive.
Yeah. So go to what you're drawn to. So invest enough time, energy and money into it to experience it, but leave yourself an exit strategy. Because now you know this, it means there's a good chance at this stage of life you may say, oh, a couple of years of that, and at the end of that, say, well, this is not it, moving on.
Yeah.
So you're only going to get to the thing you're meant to do by going through all these other experiences. You can't go from here to here.
Right.
It's not going to work. So go with the flow, what you're drawn to.
Right.
It'll just be something someone says to you. You're backpacking in Indonesia, and someone tells you about something you never heard of, and you get into it. Follow your nose. That's what this is about. Okay.
Yeah.
But we can talk a bit about what's here. What's in the chart to give you a few more clues. So you're here to overcome a rigid belief system to go and explore the world.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it's been pretty rigid in here. So going outward in the world, it really expanded my knowledge and culture. It really it opens your mind.
Yeah. And you're here to build your own unique structure of truth here and here. And only take into your structure of truth things which are really resonant to you.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the pieces of concepts, ideas come to you, build your own unique structure, throw away the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're here to learn to be not impulsive. Does being impulsive get you in trouble?
I'm impulsive, but it just directs me into the right direction after. It's like, I guess I'm doing zigzags because of impulses.
Yeah. Well, the impulsiveness is the two. It's called the lessons of foolishness to wisdom. And if you're viewing a situation and you're sitting on this two spring going up and down, your perception of the situation is changing by the moment. So each version seems equally true. But if you make a decision, then it'll be a foolish decision because your perception is not seeing it objectively.
Yeah.
And you have to wait till you get to the top of the spring where there's maximum symbolic height. And at that point, you'll see the objective truth. And if you act upon that, you'll make a wise decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So saying or doing something impulsive is not a good idea.
Yeah.
It'll cost you a lot financially, emotionally, energetically. But the idea is to learn wisdom because you're here really. The reason you should do that is because you're here to be a spiritual teacher, communicator of some sort. That's what a 3 is. You're here to bring deep soul wisdom out of that and communicate it to the world. But you need the structure of wisdom, which you're going to get from this in order to do that.
Right.
And spiritual karma is about this dragon energy, and karma is about overcoming the disempowerment of childhood and coming into your power to empower others. Okay, and take them on the journey. You're learning how to get the journey, just here and here, spiritual goals and soul destiny. We're here to take others on that journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mission. How's that sound?
I think maybe we're missing something. I don't know. I guess because I have done the other soul, like with my name written in English.
Yeah, we got to do that. This is the spiritual chart. This is a much more spiritual chart. Okay.
Right.
And now we can look at the other name briefly. Okay.
The other one made it really hit me.
It'll make more sense initially in your life. The other one will make more sense later in your life.
Right.
Okay. Because the written form of the name has a very strong effect. So we'll put it in here as well.
I see.
Okay. Because you're really in the process, you see.
Yeah.
But that's the real purpose is what I just shared with you. Okay.
Okay.
Because the sound of the name comes first. So the written form of the name, which is more personality based, what people relate to initially, is all about making spiritual concepts accessible in plain English. There's a lot of power to catalyze change. Do you feel you can do whatever you like down here and no one can stop you?
Yep.
Yeah, this is why.
Yep.
Okay. And the 12-3 is about absorbing and expanding knowledge.
Yep.
More teaching. Just make sure you don't burn out. You got 3 of them. So this is saying I'm super busy, massive to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though you're on sabbatical. Does this sound about right?
Oh, my life is super busy.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm working spiritually. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's a work.
And it's about relating to all sorts of people. That's what that's about. Okay, so this is what you're going to work on first, but this is going to activate as you progress. This is going to become clearer what I've said about that.
I see.
Okay, I think you're about to move into this going traveling, which is this one, and journeying and trying new stuff on.
Right.
Have you been to Asia before?
No, first time.
Okay, all right. So this is going to be a real eye opener, quite a different experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Indonesia was the first third world country, or second third world country I went to. That was a real eye opener.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that works. So yeah, you're about to step into this now on this trip.
Yeah, I have chills right
Yeah.
now.
So this is all about teaching, expressing deep from within.
Uh,
Okay. Does it sound okay? It's a little
yeah.
taste?
Thank you so much.
Okay. So Sarita, do you want to switch the video on so I can connect with you and we can chat away? Just if you say yes to being a panelist. Okay. Okay. Yeah. There. And then we can have a chat. And I'll put your name up here. Let's have a look. There you go. Okay, I can see you now. All right, do you want to turn the sound on?
Yeah.
Okay. So where were you born, Sarita?
In London.
Okay. All right. So can you say your name to me? I need to hear the sound of the name.
So it's Sarita Devi Nahar.
I think it's a long I sound in the there. So that's probably an E. I think the Sarita is okay as it is. Sarita. Okay. You're okay for me to look at your chart?
Yes, please.
Presume you are, because you
Yeah.
stepped up here. Okay, so right. And we'll add this as spelt name as well, so we'll look at them both at the same time. I don't have to explain how we got the numbers because you know now.
Mhm.
Okay, good chat. So what's your question about your life, Sarita?
So I'm like you did for Amelia, I'm actually, because I was using just Sarita Nahar, and then I'm now using Sarita Devi Nahar. And Nahar, the Nahar, I think, is a little bit elongated as well.
It'll be okay.
Traditionally, traditionally the name is pronounced Sarita. So
You were born in England now.
yeah, yes. Okay.
Is it used like that in England, or just
Sarita.
It's more
Sarita.
anglicized, I think, isn't it?
It's more anglicized, yeah. Sarita.
You're not in India anymore.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your main question about your life?
Yeah. I mean, I think that I've always just felt that. I mean, I've done quite well, but I've had to work really hard, and I feel like there's just always been an obstacle. I'm just thinking, like, what is going on most of the time, and it's almost like there's blocks, I feel, and it feels like I have to work harder to overcome them.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's quite clear in the chart here. Okay, so the block is in the physical karma in your phonetic name. Okay?
Right.
This is the karmic pattern is to overcome blockage in the energy of the divine mother energy in you.
Uh-huh.
So this is the energy of where you have to overcome and endure great hardship. This is why a lot of challenges come to you until you're strong.
So when you say the divine mother, what can you?
This is the divine mother aspect of God in you.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So basically, it's in karmic position. it's in building great strength and endurance to overcome hardship.
Mhm.
And when you're strong enough, then there'll be a choice to do the easy way. Can I ask how old you are now?
I'm 47.
Is it about time for the easy way, Sarita?
Sorry, say that again?
Is it time for the easy way? Have you had enough of the hard way?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Like years
Yeah.
ago.
You're done? Okay, so,
Yeah.
all right. So it's about choosing to do it the easy way
Mhm.
when challenges come, because the instinct will be, the program will create it so you do it the hard way, breaking big holes with your head, stuff like that. So it's
Sorry,
really
say that again. Sorry.
breaking boulders with your head.
My God, yeah, that's what it's felt like. It's
Yeah.
been like, what is going on? You know,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, this is not normal. And also the just such a frustration that I have all these aspirations and ideas, and they just, you know, they haven't come to fruition, and it's just like, why? Like, what is the block, you know?
What's your main aspiration, so we can address that here? I'm just going to be specific with your answers here. So
yeah, I think it's mainly around, like, everything feels like it was delayed in life for me.
Yeah.
So whether it's my marriage or, you know, even with work, I mean, I love what I do, but you know, there's so many things that I want to create in terms of what I do, and I just feel like there's this kind of stagnation, or
that's this guy here. Okay, this is this block, the 21.
Right, that guy. Okay.
It's the blocked energy. So it's
Right.
not a good idea to use this full name, because all you're going to do is create more of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to make it worse.
Right.
So I wouldn't use that.
Okay.
Ideally, you need to have what we call an optimized name. This is not
Right.
strong enough to break through either.
Sorry, I've actually been using my marriage name as well as a double barrel, and that's going to be really long, but I have been using it for work and for other things just to try it out.
Right. Okay. So what is the other name, double barrel name you've been using?
Right. So it's Nahar and then Chaturvedi, which I think I'll spell out because it's.
You better spell it to me. So
Yeah.
Sarita.
Yeah. Shall I type it out in the chat?
Put in the chat and give me the whole thing. That might be simpler.
Okay.
You've got a bit of a problem here, which is definitely not going to be helped by going back to the original name.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a very long name.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the married name. Do you use that all the time?
No, I primarily, I haven't actually officially changed my name.
Right.
And I use it, you know, I just use it like at the end of emails and in work.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just kind of been I've just been trying it out, really.
All right. This is going to move you to the divine feminine.
Right.
Energy, open your heart. And this name is all about coming into becoming disempowerment, exploring life like Amelia, opening the heart. It's all about heart opening and empowerment in this life. This one here.
That's my birth name, right?
Yes,
That's what the birth name's about.
Birth phonetic name, birth spelt
Okay.
name is about being a teacher, sharing knowledge, empowerment, being focused, being a pioneer. What do you do for work?
I'm actually an Ayurvedic practitioner.
Okay.
Indian medicine.
Okay. This is the 13-4 here, looking after others, being of service and relating to them, going on spiritual exploration here.
Mm-hmm.
But I would
Which
say,
there has been a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I would say for you, you need to optimize the name. I'll put that in the link in the video description.
Okay.
Basically, you need to optimize the name, so you put a 9, this very powerful number, in the talent position to come to the talent gateway. This is like an overlay of, like a layer of icing coming to the cake of your life. To burn out this need to do it the hard way and to bring you into your power here. In fact, I put another one down here in your case. help you come into your power. It's all about power and doing it the hard way.
Right.
This is quite a challenging lifetime by the looks of it.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would do to address
Mhm.
that. Okay,
So how do I go about doing that?
I'll put a link and you can read it.
Okay.
Read the thing, but essentially you've got to get clear what your objectives are, and then there's an optimal name inside you, which we'd work together with you on. Okay, to help you find out what that name is.
Right.
There's some
Okay.
form of variation on an Indian name, so it doesn't look strange.
Yeah.
It could be changing Devi for something else, or it's quite a process, but that will change your life. I had my name optimized in 2006, and my life's completely changed.
Really?
You need to reprogram your.
I really love the name Devi because it means goddess.
Well, in that case, we need to leave. Maybe, do you like Sarita?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
we'll keep that in, and then we do something with this, or maybe we even have a fourth name in there.
Oh wow.
But we need,
Right.
or maybe a different surname. We need something in there,
Mhm.
which is we can't figure out here. It takes quite a few hours.
Sure.
Read the
Yeah.
description to explain the longer process of how to get there. But that's one of the things we do in Soul Contract. We basically do name surgery.
Right.
We create a new name consciously by aligning with the soul, because it's already designed it. And we can basically, just by changing your name, change this entire karmic pattern.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I ask how this overlaps with, say, for example, an astrological chart? Like, you know, how does this interact with that?
Okay, so Soul Contract gives you the spiritual map of life with the potential which you can unfold and express in the world. Okay.
Right.
The time factor, which is what astrology has through transits, is not present. It's up to you what you do with it.
Right.
All right. So
Okay.
that's the difference between this and astrology. Astrology is integrated into this,
Mhm.
but this comes out of the movement of Mother, Father, God, and the creation of this universe. So in that movement and the creation of this creation and all these gateways to understand who we are, astrology is here, but it will give you the time factor in terms of when influences will occur.
Mhm.
You'll find some common points, okay? And if you want to understand how to navigate that map, how to travel down that map, then do human design. Human design is a vehicle. Okay, like it could be a projector or a generator or a manifesto. How you will drive down, it's like your car, how you drive down the map defined by this. So what we're doing is writing you a new map. We're taking you on a detour away from the hard stuff.
Mhm.
Because if you keep with that name, it's just going to stay this way. It's just going to stay hard and disempowering. It's going to be ongoing fight. And it sounds like you've had enough. Everyone gets hit.
I've really had.
I've had enough.
I've totally had enough. Yeah.
Yeah, had enough. So that's the solution to having had enough of this, because this is a real killer, this thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Right, Patricia, we've got time for one more. You wanted to have a go. All right.
Yes, please. That would be great.
Okay, this will be a brief one. So you close this, start a new one. Okay, all right, so let's get your name. That's your birth certificate name?
That is, yeah. And I go by Patricia Indart.
Okay. All right. And consent. Okay. So, chart. Actually, it's easier for me to show the overlay. I'm looking at the star. Okay, so Patricia, what's your main question about your life?
I think what I'm most curious about right now is what am I meant to do and what is the ultimate goal?
Okay. You are here to serve with spiritual energies. You're here to be a pure service to others. This is a balancing masculine and feminine aspects of God embodying through you to disseminate healing and knowledge into the world. You're not here to do anything really physical. Okay. And you're here to overcome a denial of God and the ego to reconnect to higher consciousness, because there's been a misuse of spiritual power in the past. and also overcome hardship. How old are you now, can I ask?
37.
Okay. Have you had enough of doing it the hard way?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is about you learning to do it the easy way. And you're here to be a spiritual teacher, to be an absorber and expander of knowledge, and a pioneer with pioneering knowledge, and to really ground it and help people relate to it and relate to others. That's why you're here. So it's a spiritual teaching lifetime. That's what this is about. Okay. So your service in helping others, it's very much about serving others. That will give you the most fulfillment. Okay, serving others through communication teaching. How's that sound?
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So again, I'd say for you, name optimization, put a 9 here to burn this guy out and your life will get so much easier. That's what I'd suggest there. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if it's good to just stay with the full name as your current name, for the same reason as I said for Sarita. So let's look at the current name without that. Okay. I would say you've been using Patricia Indart previously, have you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's find out what that guy's about. Okay, this is very much about building your structure of truth here, holding space for others to come to learn about and achieve their goals, learning through intense emotional relationships, building networks, building knowledge. Okay, why did you go back to Erica in the middle? What was the drive? What triggered you to do that?
Oh, I didn't go back to it. That's just my birth name. But I go by Patricia Indart.
Yeah, I would stay with Patricia Indart. I wouldn't use this all the time.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're going to create more hardship.
Yeah. Okay.
In the interim, but this is a bit too hypersensitive, this name. Are you very empathic?
Very much so. Like I said, I work as an intuitive guide. So
yeah, so this is probably a little too much. You probably absorb too much stuff from others. Probably saying you could get very overloaded. Does that happen? Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. So again, I'd say optimize the name. So you retain some of it, but not, this is a bit out of balance. There's too many, it's too empathic. So you want to tune it back so you can cope with it a bit more easily.
Okay.
Because you're processing you're malabsorbing other people's emotional issues and processing them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got to get the imprint of that out. Okay, that's what that's about. Okay, because the 11, when you're younger, has to learn to discern what's true for it, but initially you malabsorb everything, all the imprints from parents, family, the world, and then you've got to go and process it. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll do one more. I think we've got Janelle. Janelle said, is that right? So Janelle, do you want to say yes to being a panelist, and then we can have a chat about this? Okay. You switch your video on. Yeah, if you want to switch the video on as well, I can see you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Janelle, what's your full birth name?
Luann is the first name.
So slow down, didn't quite catch that. It's
Louann, one word.
L-O-U, Luann, did you say?
Right.
Yeah.
Middle name is Carol.
You like that?
Right. And last name is Martin, M-A-R-T-I-N.
I got that right there.
Right.
Yep. And the current name is just Janelle.
Okay, there's no E on Luann.
Okay. Okay, I'll put your current name in. Got that right? I think I have. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right. All right, so what's your question, Janelle? What's your main question about your life?
Well, I'm 65.
Yeah.
And I really want to be doing and completing what I'm here to do in the
Yeah.
next 30 years, maybe.
Yeah.
I want to be financially sovereign on my own.
Okay. And when you're a child, did you go as Luann Martin?
I did.
Okay, so we just need to make some, I need to check that name out as well. So all the other names other than birth names are layers of icing on it, the cake of the birth name. So these infuse different frequencies into it. So it's like common name from birth. So I have some elements in here that are useful to us. And when did you change to Janelle? When did you change to that?
20 years ago.
Okay.
And the Miranda is a variation of my married name.
Okay.
And I went through Caballerians to do that.
Okay. You have a 21-3. It's popular today. So you're doing things the hard way, challenging way. Sound about right?
Yes.
Needs a bit of optimizing this one as well. All right. So what are you actually doing? How far have you got? What are you actually doing in terms of service to the world at the moment? Just so I can see some starting point.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What are you doing at the moment to serve humanity in terms of your mission of service?
Oh boy. I have done a film. I'm working on a film. I'm a craniosacral birth trauma therapist. I'm using my art with my craniosacral now. My thing is that I want everyone to realize that they are the baby at birth. They're the soul coming in, and I want culture to really honor the mother, father, baby.
Okay. All right.
But my juice is when people get, oh my God, I was the baby at my birth. And I'm into the neuro development of the whole gestational from conception through infancy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the artist in you. This is the convertible knot. It's about taking an idea that's resonant to you and turning it into a physical form in the world. So tons of creative ideas. Okay. But do you have too many of them and try and do them all and it gets frustrating because you can't get it done?
Oh, I'm good at coming up with ideas and projects.
Yeah. So
lots of unfinished art projects and
Yeah.
unfinished books. And
so you got to settle on the one that opens your heart the most here and leave the rest. There isn't enough time, especially at this stage of life. Okay, the one that opens the heart the most and focus on it. Small manageable steps of success to get to it and complete it. Don't get distracted by the other ones because they all seem equally good, don't they, the ideas? Yeah.
I don't know how I would pick.
Well, what you do is you try it on your heart, and the one that opens your heart the most. Try all these ideas in your heart. One that opens your heart the most is the soul telling you, do you know, I want to do this one. This is the most important one because the lesson is to learn to focus. Okay.
Welcome to the O2 messaging system.
Okay, can everyone else go on mute? Thanks. Yeah. So this life is about learning to relate to society, which is why you do physical body work with cranium. You got it here and here. Sharing knowledge, coming into your power, same configuration as Sarita actually. And this is again relating to people. This is about heart opening, healing the heart wound from childhood, from disempowerment as a kid, using spiritual energy to be of service, and overcoming all that disempowerment. So, so you pull a big plug of unworthiness out of this 3. So you're here to really teach, communicate. That's the reason you made a movie, to communicate, I'd say here. So the key is to become worthy to be loved. And then what will happen as you share deep soul knowledge from this internal canal, I'll draw a bigger version of it. as you share deep soul knowledge from this internal canal, once the unworthiness is healed by coming into your power, the sharing of that knowledge through teaching, film, or whatever will draw to you, and you feel more worthy to do that. That'll draw to you the funding to create more financial security. Okay, however that is for you. All right. Okay, so it's about teaching what you're most, or teaching, communicating what you're most passionate about to the world. And that's actually how you overcome the financial issues. There's also a need to learn to trust in the flow of nature, the flow of abundance here for the 4. How's your level of trust, Janelle?
I think I have a high trust. I raised 4 children on just trusting, and then now on my own, it's really a struggle to be financially sovereign.
Yeah.
And the things that I'm doing are not things that the world wants to hear about. So there's not funding for, uprooting obstetric medical care and what it does, addressing what it does to humans. And
Yeah, well, you're a pioneer looking at this here, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah, you're a pioneer on the cutting edge. I think things are changing in the world given what's been going on the past couple of years. So I think there'll be more openness to what's happening. I think the entire medical profession will be turned upside down.
I feel like I have trust, but what I'm feeling now in this moment is more hopeless than usual.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what that is.
So it's about trying to ground the pioneering knowledge you have so people can relate to it. Because you're a pioneer, you're addressing the guys, early adopters on the bell curve over here.
Say that. Sorry.
You're a pioneer who's addressing the early adopters on the normal distribution, the statistical normal distribution. Okay, so you have to address the pioneers who can handle what you say. So it's about bringing it out in a grounded way. That's the key, and doing it in plain English, creating a space here for others to come to you to learn about and achieve their goals, so you can disseminate this knowledge to them. You've got 2 of them here. Do you have a center, or you work out of, or how do you work?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty much a lone ranger.
Okay, so your job is to find your team.
I've been trying for a long time.
Yeah, as you heal your heart, there's a whole team that's here to help you do this. You can't do it by yourself completely. It's not possible. Get about 20% of the mission done. So
20%?
Pardon?
You said I have 20% done?
You get no more than 20% of the mission done by yourself.
Oh.
Got to find the other. There's a whole team here to help you. But it's about opening the heart, networking, healing the wounds from childhood. Then the team will start to turn up to help you. So you do what you're passionate about, and then they can work out how to deliver it. Okay, that's the key.
I feel like I've done all that.
Well, have you had a team in the past?
I mean, I've been very involved in healing childhood wounds and heart opening, all of that. That's why, I'm 65 and I'm like what else do I need to do?
How far has the work gotten getting out to the world?
How far what?
How far have you progressed in getting the work out to the world? What's actually happened?
My film was released and it is all over the world, but it's about men when they become fathers, and it's about the soul, and it has a following, but it's not a popular film.
Yeah.
People don't get concerned about birth until it's something they're experiencing.
Yeah. What's the film called?
The Other Side of the Glass.
Okay. It's a very formative time, Beth.
I think it came out in 2013, and then I'm involved in a global network of people. I guess that's a team, but it's not a very close by team. I mean, it's not a team that will help me with some of the logistics, but it seems like it's a film that's time has come. I'm going to screen part of it on Saturday. That's about healing the masculine, feminine within.
Yeah, this is the 10-1 here. This is about balancing the masculine and feminine. So yeah, I'd say finding the team, a close-knit team. Okay. Becoming worthy to express the deeper layers of what's in you and grounding the pioneering knowledge. There's definitely a space holding here. You may have done it already, but it's pulling it all together. The main thing is to ground it. The challenge for a 5, which is a very psychic etheric energy, is to ground it so people can relate to it. So going from the vision, which we get excited about as 5s, to actually it's planted in the earth, it actually works. That's the big challenge for this number. Okay.
What did you say about this space?
This is about holding space, either digital space or physical space, so you can deliver your gift. That's what this is about here. Okay, with this name. All right.
Well, I made my deposit yesterday to be in the October group.
I noticed. Thank you.
I'm very excited about learning this, because I think that parents, this is the parenting manual that they say we don't have. And I really hope to incorporate it into my work.
Yeah, well, this is great for parents, because you can consciously raise your children from the very beginning, knowing exactly what's driving them, work with them rather than working against them based upon your own imprint from your own parents.
I so wish I had this when I was having babies.
Yeah. Well, we raised our son using this work, and he's turned out to be pretty balanced, because we went with the flow of him rather than against him. So yeah, it's very useful for raising that, doing that.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Did you see my Gaia show on this, Raising a Conscious Child?
I didn't.
On Gaia.com, I talk all about this on there with Regina Meredith. Okay. All right, looking at the time here. Okay, thank you guys for stepping up. I'm going to say a bit more now. So, now it's got to rearrange his window here. Right. Going to make you guys a little bit small in the corner there so I can get to the other slides. So, how can you use this work to help others? Okay, so as a one-on-one therapist or counselor or coach, some of you are doing this, or workshop facilitator, it means you get an immediate and profound understanding of your students or your clients, which can accurately guide you through all your work with them. So it builds an enormous trust. And because you're aligned with where you want to go, you get a lot faster results, because it cuts through all the ego illusion and gets you to the point very quickly. And it works very well integrating with other therapies or other modalities you have, because it serves as the very conscious framework of what's really going on for people. So in the training, which is 5 days long, you'll learn a structure of how you work and others work. And we spend the first 3 days giving a transmission of the 22 letters of Hebrew we use. So we do that by giving readings on specific aspects of all the classes' charts. We cover all numbers, and we hear from people, what has their subjective experience been like of that? And when you hear the profound, sometimes painful stories, you never forget what that's about. So we help you, we transmit it so you become the work. Not learning it, you become it. It activates in you. We help you learn how the channel works, your channel intuition works. And so it comes from higher consciousness to readings when we do this. So it's all about experiential learning. It's not about, some of you got the book, it's not about learning, going through the book, going more deep. It's more about going deeper into the transmission of what this is about. And we support you to get out in the world with this. We have peer-to-peer support programs, and we also have our 4-part support program to get you launched into the world as you start to use the work in your practice. And so delivering readings to people gives them a lot of peace, because they hear the truth, they feel relieved, and they no longer feel like victims of life, those who had already tough time. This was me in 1990. Basically, it empowers people to take charge of their life and go from wherever they are and move forward, because they know what's going on now, and you've given them the tools to actually get there. So people are pretty happy campers when they've got the stuff, because they would have got to you because it was time to really get on with it. So what we're doing is we're aligning them with the flow of the spiritual map, or where the soul wants to take them, helping them overcome their challenges. And when you align someone, things go a lot more easily. And it really touches people, and it cuts through all the illusions the ego's been setting up for them their entire lives. And so they can really move forward. I still do readings 30 years on since I learned this, and it's still profound. And it really connects you with them, and they connect them to themselves, especially this work, because I know it's so true. And so in the second 2 days, the fourth and fifth day of the trainings, we teach you how to prepare and give readings in the group. Give and receive readings at least twice. So then you can, with a bit of practice, go and start to deliver this to your friends and family initially, to practice on training people, and then to delivering readings to clients. Okay, got to do a bit of study and practice, but basically you've got to take the activation that we give you during the training and practice with it. Then you, as long as you use it regularly, you become it. Okay. So that's my gift of service to you guys, helping you do that. Any questions about that, what we've covered just there? Okay. What is a message here? All right. Okay. Thanks, Janelle. Okay, Janelle's put in the chat the film series, 6 chapters there. Okay. So, any questions in the chat, or was that pretty clear? Patricia, you're going to ask me a question? Yeah.
I do. So you were talking about possibly changing my name. How would I go about doing that?
You would need to have a proper overlay reading of significant names you've used, significant partners in your life, parents, to look at the flow of repeating energy patterns that you've created through time. And they will give you extra information above and beyond what's in the birth name. And then out of that will come more specifics about your objectives. And then you go into meditation and you set a higher consciousness. Give me a name that's going to manifest my real purpose here and all these characteristics I want. Then you just wait for it to come to you. They may download it during the meditation. You may see it on the back of a truck or something, but you'll start to get messages from the universe of what that's about. You write them all down, and then me or another practitioner takes those names, looks at your list of objectives, and then works out all different variations on your name, which could create that reality. Then out of that, we may get 3 or 4 names, which will create that new life you desire, the new optimal name. And then we sit down and we go through them, and we explain the difference between it's a differential analysis. We explain the difference, how each name will do something, will get you there. And then one of them will already resonate to you. You'll know, because your soul will sort of ignite. You know, that's the one. You just know, and that'll be your name. And then it takes about a couple of years for it to fully activate once you start using it, but then you'll create a completely different life. How's that sound? Magic.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And how do I get that ball rolling?
Well, I'll post links for that in the group. I'll actually post links in the YouTube video, but I'll actually email you, okay, the links as well, so you can start the ball rolling on that. Any other questions about what we covered? Anyone else? All right, okay. We'll talk about dates of the course for those some of you are interested in coming. So the next one runs twice a year. The next one's the 12th to the 16th of October this year. It's on Zoom. It's 12:30 to 8:30 UK time. We time it so that in California it's 4:30 to 12:30 in the morning. And out in Europe, it's 1:30 to 9:30 at night, which is about as much as people can handle. So I'm trying to cover the whole Western Hemisphere. If you're in East Coast North America, it's 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And we run for 8 hours, but it's about 4 1.5 hour sessions, and there's 2 20-minute breaks, and there's 1 meal break about midday Eastern time. Okay. It's all recorded only for you. It's not turned into a product. So you'll meet people from all over the world who come on the training. So we do that for 5 days. It's complete immersion in the training. Okay. And if you get everything you've got, you'll pop out the end being able to do this work. And you'll know yourself a lot better, but most importantly, you better serve people at a very high level in terms of moving them forward in their lives. And it can transform your practice, because once you have this sort of real powerful consciousness tool, you can then help others enormously and focus your other modalities and skills and gifts in a very laser-like way to help them move forward. So if you want to reserve your place, there's a deposit of 250 UK pounds, about $325 US. Total fees about £652, about $850 US. Okay, so if you want to find out more, just go to soulcontractreadingtraining.com, and that gives you a lot more info on the training itself. Okay, so there's 2 of us teach it. Antigone Langley, who's been teaching with me about 20 years, we co-teach it, so you get 2 different perspectives on the work. And some lovely people turn up on this. You meet a lot of people who become pretty good friends. And we have a community of hundreds of practitioners who support each other in making this difference in the world. Okay, any questions on that? Is that clear enough? Okay. All right, if there's no more questions, thank you for coming, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, got something from that. And the video will get out to you probably later in the week, depends when we get to it, in terms of rendering and preparing it all. I hope to see some of you on the training. We're going to see you on the training, Janelle. Look forward to that. And hopefully my gift of service will help you deliver more of your gift. That's why I do this. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you so much.
Take care.